Hey everyone. In my quest to find a good setup for recording, drawing, just testing out a new tripod selfie stick thing. I found this sketch yesterday. I was looking for a sketchbook that had some pages spare. But then sometimes this happens quite often. I'll find a sketch that I don't remember drawing. So I think this one's about, I don't know, it could be 6 or 7 years old. Foolishly, I didn't date it. But they're a nice surprise when I do find them. It's like my past self giving me little projects to do. So yeah, just doing this mouth, this weird thing. Not sure what shape it is. It's a bit like those old-fashioned gas masks, things dentists in the 1950s would use, or anaesthetist in the 50s, 60s would use to knock people out before an operation. Maybe that's the whole purpose of this creature, robot thing. With a lot of my stuff, whether something's biological or mechanical is open to debate. Just using trusty 3mm mechanical pencil. I think these are B standard leads as opposed to normal HB. I've lost the pack of leads, which is unfortunate because it'd be nice to reorder exactly the same ones, but hey ho, we'll go experimenting when we go shopping at some point soon. Yeah, it's been funny, drawing futuristic monster robots and stuff. Amongst my friends, amongst my artist friends, there's a lot of talk about AI, and I've posted videos before. I'm not AI's biggest fan, but I'm not likely to be, since I literally really enjoy the process of making art. So I don't know why anyone would want to shortcut that. Why, I've always said for me, AI art is like waking up one morning, finding a set of holiday photos from, featuring yourself, but you don't remember going on the holiday. So what's the point? But yeah, anyway, as some of you may know, I've got two YouTube channels. I've got this channel for 2D drawing, physical and digital, and I've got my other channel for 3D art. For quite a while I did 3D art as a sort of day job, you know. And it's interesting, the response to this channel, which features much more traditional drawing, this channel's had more relative success than the other channel as far as viewership and engagement has got. Now, to be fair, I haven't posted a lot of videos on my 3D channel, so maybe it's just a question of not enough content on the other channel. So I shouldn't take the analytics as as read. But it's interesting. I do see it's a loud plane. Whenever I go on social media, I see far more posts from people against AI than pro AI posts. I'm talking generative art, using AI to make videos and images and music. Again, stuff that humans generally find very enjoyable to do. So, like I say, why you'd want to offload that effort and that thrill of creation, I don't know, but apparently some people are happy to do that. Commission AI to come up with what they call art. And to be fair, some of it does look nice. Another thing I'm not happy about is I watched the Del Toro's Frankenstein film the other day on Netflix, and he's publicly said he doesn't use generative AI, but some of the concepts, some of the costume design, it looked straight out of a Midjourney prompt session. It just had that look, and I'm betting like AI wasn't used for the concepts, but that look, that sort of silky smooth, clinical, vibrant look of generative AI, it's just permutated. It's its own aesthetic now, even if you don't use it. It's that look is now a look, unfortunately. So like I say, I was watching that Frankenstein, like the interiors of the tower and the female costumes, like say in the wedding scenes, like the headwear, it just looks so AI to me. And hopefully I don't offend any of the concept artists or the production artists on that film. You probably hate AI as much as I do, but unfortunately the world we live in now, when I saw some of those designs and some of the set design, I was just like, oh, it looks like it just looks like some of the AI's generated stuff I've seen. So yeah, the snake is definitely eating its own tail now. because the AI companies are now going to train their next models on media that's had AI used to help them. So yeah, I think we're in for a world where the media just has that same vibrant but smooth look. You know, no hint of brushwork anywhere, unless you ask the AI to add some brushwork. But yeah, that highly rendered, smooth look. I think our eyeballs are just gonna get assaulted with that look. Like I say, even if the artists behind it haven't used AI, because they're just gonna get influenced by it. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find the perfect. I'm trying to work towards the perfect, I should say, sort of filming environment, and like I have mad respect for people that film themselves drawing and painting, because it's one of those things that's harder than it looks. Like right now, I'm at my stand-up desk. It wasn't designed as a stand-up desk. It's just a relatively high table that you'd find in a pub or a restaurant, I guess, or a bar. You know, it's a table that's high enough that you need bar stools to sit at if you were sat at it. So I'm using that as just as a pattern interrupt, you know, instead of sitting down whenever I draw, you know, just get used to standing up. But yeah, my back muscles are like, this is different, I'm not sure we like it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, like yeah, trying to get the iPhone in a good position to film is definitely easier said than done. So I thought I'd experiment and try and get a good setup while I don't have many subscribers on the channel. Or maybe that's a catch-22. You know? No, people aren't really going to subscribe if the quality's not there. Filming quality. I'm hoping that authentic guy just turns his iPhone on sort of look comes across, because that's what it is at the moment. I even have I do own a H1N Zoom sound recorder, and it's good, but it's just an extra friction point. So I've stopped using it. You know, it sounds trivial, and it probably is, but yeah, to use it, I've got to make sure that it's got AAA batteries that have got charge in them. And then I've got to make sure there's room on the mini SD card. And then once I've used it, I've then got to, you know, copy the WAV files off the mini SD card onto the computer. Maybe I'll start using it again, you know, when the stakes are higher. But yeah, it's just another one of those things where you're like, I just want to be in a position where I'm like, oh, I fancy doing a bit of drawing now. Okay, yeah, like I'm just going to record it while I'm drawing. I want it to be as natural and frictionless as possible. But I guess that's the ultimate. So yeah, that's what I'm working towards anyway. Yeah, going back to this sketch itself, I don't know why, but I do tend to draw a lot of these demonic mutant vacuum cleaners. I remember as a child, my nana had like a 70s Hoover, the big upright bag ones. And the noise, it was just insane. One of the earliest recurring dreams I remember having. So, I've got a few recurring dreams, or did have, they sort of played out during my childhood. Yeah, one of my recurring dreams as a child was finding myself in a giant electrical shop that's got the plinths with the carpet on, and each plinth would be about, I don't know, 12 foot square, and it just have an array of myriad of old 1960s 1950s style chrome vacuum cleaners on each plinth. But these plinths would be arranged like in a giant warehouse, like infinitely big, like the paths in between just stretched off into the horizon. And the dream, which, slight nightmare, was no matter how far I walked in any direction, there was just these plinths with vacuum cleaners on. It's quite crazy. Yeah, you know the warehouse at the end of Indiana Jones, the classic, where there's crates going into the distance. Can't remember which Indiana Jones film that's from, sorry, Uber fans. Yeah, that's the environment that's in this crazy dream. Okay, yeah. I like it when I find these half-finished sketches, because within a little while, they're sort of finished and done and dusted. And it's interesting, like, when I drew this originally, like, I did all the face area. I did the eye and the eyes and the face as much, I did that 6 or 7 years ago. Can't exactly remember when. But I would have been a different person almost. Yeah, I would have been in a different position mentally. So the subconscious meaning of the drawing would have been different back then. Now I'm in a happier place, I think, than 6 or 7 years ago. So to my mind now, I'm just drawing a cool, weird looking monster robot thing. But yeah, who knows what darker meaning this had 7 years ago. Yeah, I'm going to have to work on... The table's not quite high enough to stand at, I'm finding out. So I'm sort of stooped down. But I'll work it out. do love working in pencil. When you get the right pencil and the right paper, you get this sort of crunchy smoothness. I know that's a paradox or an oxymoron, whatever the correct word is, but yeah, I just like that gritty but smooth. Sort of look to things. Okay. Now how am I going to draw this? Forearm or foot? Paw? That's the only thing recording yourself. You're reluctant to move the pad around much more than you usually would. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the whole drawing in the recording. So yeah, if I wasn't recording myself, I'd probably have this 90 degrees. Maybe I should. I don't know why I'm restricting myself. Just that inertia of I'd have to rearrange the camera. Okay. Like a crab joint, crab claw joint. Oh, yeah, let's get the tongue done without smudging everything else. Get all delicate. Okay. Tongue done. Yes. Tongue done. Notifications popping up on the phone as you're recording. Making a vibration in the soundtrack. Now, at this point, this is the point of a drawing where I'm like, do I add a background, or do I just leave it as a character concept? Because once you start a background with pencil, it's just actually I need to fix these values and not. I've got to decide. Okay, I'm gonna make the value of this front face darker, so it contrasts with this. At the moment, this top plane of the head is too close in tone to this front facing plane of the head. So I need to darken this front face to inform the viewer that it's a like rough Toblerone shape. Hopefully you can't hear my belly rumbling. need to get lunch. We're going to have beans on toast again. Now this is too close to this, so yeah. Getting the values right on a drawing is like a set of dominoes. Once one falls down, or you've got to react and adjust the other parts of the drawing. Really pushing the ability of this 3mm mechanical pencil to the brink. Sharpen this edge up. Yeah, like I say, it's like falling dominoes, because as soon as you darken, get off there. As soon as you darken one bit, that's it. Now it changes the tone in the rest of the image. And now, yeah, if I don't adjust this tubing, it doesn't make sense. The light wouldn't fall on it in that way. Yes, better. Just reinforcing the edge of this eye. It's a bit scrappy up there. Is this too white? Reaching that point in the drawing where you can mess it up greatly by overworking it. Try and get very subtle. Sometimes you get accidents on the, not accidents, but little imperfections in the drawing due to the paper underneath. So sometimes I like to enhance them, like this little pair of cracks or a little subtle crease. Happy accidents, we call them in the trade. Yeah, I think I've successfully made the tube sort of look slightly metallic, but I haven't been as successful in representing whatever material this head is made out of. I'm guessing plastic, industrial plastic. Tying up the edges. Yeah, this darkness would extend a lot more over. Bit crumbly, this lead, isn't it? Get off. Okay. Excuse me. I think I'm going to call it there. Just going to try and sign it without smudging it. Let's see. I'll do it over here. Oh, just initial it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks everyone for watching and keeping up with it so far. And I will catch you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.